because in this community, like never before, we've been able to just be encouraged to be reaching out to like neighbors and just to friends and coworkers. And it's been different, especially moving from a college town where ministry is kind of handed to you, and it's just been really good as far as growth in that sense. And I feel like we just have a lot more relationships outside of the church world or college world.
Well, we came back to Madison after having lived here 10 years ago and not having a church and coming from overseas and really having a mindset that we wanted to be a part of a church that was intentional. As intentional as we had been overseas, being sort of missionaries, and wanting to think of ourselves as sort of like missionaries to the city and really think about the relationships that we had with our neighbors and care about what's going on around us. And it was just a blessing to find this church that had that mindset, that was just starting up, so it really cared about how things were getting formed, and we could be involved in just some of the thinking through what a church really should be to the city.
And city groups have gotten going in the last 3 months, which has been a blessing for us. Meeting weekly in Zach and Kim's home and getting to know the other people in the small group, starting to sense a movement together to do ministry and an expectation of everybody reaching people at work, like communicating the gospel to neighbors, praying for folks that are in our lives that we can minister to. Looking at the Word more in depth after the Sunday messages together, and talking more intentionally about how do we serve our kids and minister to them on our Sunday morning services, and sort of pulling together all the different threads of ministry that go into our new life here in Madison.
Ceases to amaze me how much we are thankful for the truth, and I guess how accurate we perceive the message to be. I think there's been a number of times where we've just thanked the pastors afterward for the word that they've preached and how it has touched our lives practically. We've actually really felt pretty challenged to live out the community aspect that we're challenged to on a weekly basis. We've kind of been in touch with, we live in an apartment building, so reaching out to our neighbors. We're currently playing around with the idea of having people over to our one bedroom and a studio loft apartment for a New Year's party. So that's one of the challenges that we're going to practically reach out to our neighbors that live in our apartment building. The fact that we're going to have an adoption fund, to live out our missional aspect and community at the same time, was just very real. The fact that we're giving 10% of all of our tithes to go toward an adoption fund is just very real.
The Vine has provided us, our whole family, just a church home very quickly, and that was just an answer to prayer when we knew we were moving to Madison back in July, I guess. And that has just been an immense blessing for us to be able to get involved in a church that is pursuing Christ, and it's just been a blessing to our family.
Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet sung by flaming.
I think for me, the thing that I most appreciate about the Vine and that resonates with me the most is the sense of community and the way that instantly felt embraced and cared for by the community, which is unusual. We've been in Madison for a little while now and have been looking and craving that. And this is the first place that was like, oh, okay, this is happening. This is the real deal. Came from a great community intimacy and have been craving it, like I said. So that's probably the biggest sticking point.
When I think about Madison, the Vine, I feel like I feel like it's a family. Like I feel like the people here generally care for each other and for the community.
Suppose his precious blood.
It's been such a blessing to us to hear truth and get plugged in with a community of like-minded believers, and really feel like we're doing more of the Lord's work than just showing up on Sundays. And Nate Scott and Zach, obviously, they just push us towards the gospel, hear things that we need to hear, and be with other believers here at the church. It's really been a blessing for us growing in our relationship with each other and with the Lord. So, it's been a big blessing for us.